Developing strong listening skills is essential for understanding spoken English in various contexts. Here's a guide to help you improve your ability to listen for gist, take notes, and listen for details. 1. Listening for gist. Listening for gist involves understanding the main idea or general meaning of what you hear without focusing on specific details. This skill helps you grasp the overall context and purpose of a conversation or lecture. Strategies for listening for gist. Focus on key ideas. Pay attention to the overall topic and the main points being discussed. Listen for tone and intonation. Notice the speaker's tone and intonation to understand the mood or attitude. Ignore unfamiliar words. Don't get stuck on words you don't know. Focus on the general meaning of the conversation. Practice activity. Example task. Listen to a short news segment or a TED Talk and answer these questions. What is the main topic of the discussion? What is the speaker's purpose? What are the key points mentioned? 2. Listening and taking notes. Taking notes while listening helps you organize information and remember important details. This skill is useful in lectures, meetings, and other scenarios where you need to retain information. Strategies for note-taking. Use abbreviations and symbols. Develop a system of shorthand to quickly write down key points. Focus on keywords. Write down important names, dates, and concepts rather than trying to transcribe everything. Organize information. Use bullet points, numbers, or diagrams to structure your notes logically. Practice activity. Example task. Listen to a podcast episode or lecture and take notes on the main ideas discussed, supporting details and examples. Any conclusions or recommendations made by the speaker. 3. Listening for details. Listening for details involves paying close attention to specific information, such as numbers, dates, names, and specific facts. This skill is crucial when following instructions, understanding complex topics, or answering specific questions. Strategies for listening for details. Anticipate specific information. Before listening, think about what details you might need to note, like dates or figures. Listen for signposts. Pay attention to words or phrases that indicate important details, such as, for example, the first step, or in conclusion. Repetition and emphasis. Details are often repeated or emphasized by the speaker, so listen for these cues. Practice activity. Example task. Listen to an instructional video or a detailed explanation and identify specific steps in a process, important dates or timelines, key statistics or facts mentioned. Combining skills. To effectively combine these listening skills, try the following. Pre-listening. Preview the material to set expectations and identify what you need to listen for. While listening, focus on the overall gist first, then zero in on details during repeated listenings if possible. Post-listening. Review your notes, summarize the main ideas, and reflect on any details that are unclear or need further clarification. Example listening practice scenario. You are listening to a podcast about environmental conservation. Gist. The podcast discusses the importance of conserving natural resources and the impact of human activity on the environment. Notes. Key points include the role of sustainable practices, examples of successful conservation projects, and future challenges. Details. Specific data, such as the percentage of deforestation in a particular area or the timeline for implementing new policies, are noted for later reference.